Hi guys, it's Kasha. Welcome to the channel, to my Wonderland. It is a coffee time and today I bring you 10 summer horror movies. I tried to put together 10 that I think are one of the best summer horror stories. We're going to take a look at them chronologically, so let's start. The first one is obviously the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974. The year is 1974. A group of 5 close friends are heading through the back roads of Texas en route to their grandfather's potentially vandalized grave. Among them are Sally and her invalid brother Franklin. They encounter an unpleasant hitchhiker who slashes both himself and Franklin with a wicked-looking knife. The others manage to eject the hitchhiker from the vehicle, but shortly afterwards they are forced to stop and wander over to a small, sinister clapboard house nearby in hopes for gas. What none of them realizes is that this house is the home of the ghoulish Leatherface and his evil, demented family of cannibalistic psychopaths. They sound wonderful. One at a time, the teens are murdered by the evil Leatherface in horrifying ways. It is based on the true story from Ed Gein, and there are other movies also about him as well. And it's always been one of those movies that once you watch it, it has like an impact on you, especially obviously the first time that you watch it. But I hope everybody by now has watched the original one. And if you only have watched the remakes, do yourself a favor and watch this one from 1974. 1 year later, in 1975, we have Jaws. And I've always loved this one so much. It is a hot summer in Amity Island. It is a small community whose main business is beaches. The new sheriff, Martin Brody, discovers the remains of a shark attack victim. His first inclination is to close the beaches to the swimmers. Of course, the mayor and other main local businesses are not happy about this, so Brody backs down, and to his regret, because that weekend a young boy is killed by the predator. The dead body's mother puts out a bounty on the shark, and Amity is soon swamped with amateur hunters and fishermen hoping to cash in on the reward. So everybody probably knows the story by now, and they just basically it's trying to hunt down the shark. But the shark is so cute though. Then we have The Hills Have Eyes from 1977. While traveling in a trailer through the desert to California, the retired detective Big Bob Carter stops in an isolated gas station with his family for fueling and to rest. Bob is traveling with his wife, his daughters, and his son-in-law, and also their daughter's baby Katie. When they leave the gas station, the owner advises Bob to stay in the main road. However, the stubborn driver takes a shortcut through a nuclear testing site and wrecks his station wagon. With the family stranded in the middle of nowhere, Bob and his son-in-law walk on the road trying to find some help. Bob is sadly captured by an insane and sadistic member of an evil family that lives nearby. And along the night, the Carter family is attacked by a group of psychotic cannibal criminals. It has some chainsaw feelings to it, but it is really nice and really enjoyable, and I really like this one more than the remakes. I don't know, somehow the originals from these horror movies tend to have an atmosphere that the new ones are lacking, and that's what makes them special. Then we have another sea adventure, and that is Piranha from 1978. And these creatures are so cute and their teeth are so cute. I'm a huge fan of piranhas. A young couple stumble across an abandoned US Army test site on a mountain in which there is a huge pool. Thinking it's an ordinary swimming pool, they jump in. But this pool is home to the piranha, and the couple are eaten alive. Nom-noms. A young woman is hired by the father of one of the missing kids to find them, and she meets up with an alcoholic outdoorsman who lives on the mountain. The two of them find the test site and join the pool to see what's in it. As they do, Dr. Hogue informs them that the inhabitants of the pool were the products of a gene splicing experiment called Operation Razor Teeth. This was designed to produce a mutant strain of piranha fish for deployment in the Vietnam War. Unfortunately, it seems that the piranhas have made it to the Lost River Lake Resort down the river. And you know the drill: deaths, piranhas, fun, and games. Then we have another one of my favorites, which is Friday the 13th from 1980. In 1957, a young boy named Jason drowns in a lake near Camp Crystal Lake. In 1958, 2 counselors are murdered. But in 1979, a group of counselors decide to reopen Camp Crystal Lake. During that time, the counselors are getting killed one by one by a mysterious person. Teenagers, of course, go to the one and only Camp Crystal Lake for a camp out in cabin 13, but what they don't know is that a little boy drowned there because the counselors weren't paying attention. His name was Jason Voorhees, and now he comes back for revenge on his birthday, Friday the 13th. In this story, we learn that if you have sexual relationships outside of the marriage, you shall be killed. 1 year later, in 1981, we have The Burning. A caretaker at a summer camp is burned when a prank goes tragically wrong. After several years of intensive treatment at the hospital, he is released back into society. However, he is missing some social skills. What follows is a bloody killing spree, with the caretaker making his way back to his old stomping ground to confront one of the youths that accidentally burned him. Then we have another fun movie, and that is Sleepaway Camp from 1983. After a horrible boating accident kills her family, Angela, a shy and sullen young girl, moves in with her eccentric Aunt Martha. Also there lives her protective cousin Ricky. One summer, Martha sends the kids to Camp Arawak. Soon after their arrival, a series of bizarre and increasingly violent accidents begin to claim the lives of various campers. Who is the twisted individual behind these murders? Then we have a movie that I actually saw at the cinema, and this is I Know What You Did Last Summer from 1997. And I remember this being the era after Scream, where everybody was doing this kind of horror stories and opening a new whole genre. When 4 friends accidentally hit and kill a man on a road at night, they start to panic and decide to dump the body into the sea. A year later, they all try to settle down again, but one of the friends receives a note in the post with the words, "I know what you did last summer." As each of the friends gains their own reminder, they finally accept the one thing they feared the most. Someone knows what happened that night, and now they are out for revenge. Now comes a movie that I am a huge fan of, and I don't think it gets enough love, and that is Jeepers Creepers from 2001. On their way back home during the spring break, Derry and Patricia witness a mysterious person dumping something down a tunnel. Deciding to discover what was dumped down there, Derry discovers a huge, disturbing hideout full of modified bodies. Derry and Patricia set off to get help, but what they don't know is that the creature or individual has realized that they were doing something down there in the tunnel, messing with his stuff. And soon they also realize that their purser is not just a mysterious person, but something even more horrifying, who has more in store than they could possibly imagine. And the last movie I want to talk to you about in this video, my last pick for a summer horror movie, it is The Ruins from 2008. It is basically the story of a group of friends, and they are trying to make some really cool Mexican holiday, but this holiday takes a turn for the worse. Together with a fellow tourist, the group of friends decide to embark on a remote archaeological dig in the jungle where something evil lives amongst the ruins. The group cannot call for help since Eric's phone has no signal, and then of course a series of unexplainable accidents start to happen. Alright guys, so these are the 10 movies that I picked as some of the great summer horror movies. I know there are many more, so let me know down below which are your favorite ones. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and all my other social media as always is listed for you guys down below in the description. And I hope to see you guys in the next coffee time. Bye!